Hey guys, story time. So, I often wonder how I go about solving problems or figuring out things I don't know. And I think the best analogy I can use was from a thing that happened to me probably, say, like a week ago or two. I was walking to the ferry terminal to go to work, and there was just this long stretch of sidewalk. Walking there, it was really early. No one was around. I was like, okay, cool. So, what I like to do sometimes is these strange exercises because they just pop into my head. And one I thought of was I pointed to a point on the sidewalk. It was like a tree. And I decided my goal was to walk towards that tree, but rather than just walk there, normally I decided to close my eyes. And I noticed that when I tried doing that, there were times where I would sway away from the point, or all too often I would stop midway through and look where I was, and ultimately I couldn't make to the goal in one shot. So, what I'm getting at here is when we learn things, whether it's through cooking or in my case dancing or anything akin to that, we start out that way. We start out blind. We literally start out walking a path that we cannot see. And when that happens, we tend to get discouraged or afraid because we are without a sense, we are without any sort of guidance. But if you think about it, that goal is always there. That point will always be there no matter what. You may have to change the direction of your goal. You may have to change the path. Heck, there might be times where you stop to look where you are to assess where the goal is, but it's always there. But the bigger takeaway is when I finally got used to the exercise, I started noticing that rather than hit the point exactly, I would go beyond that point. I would probably surpass the point, maybe almost hit the sidewalk. It was kind of crazy, but what I'm getting at here is in life, when we want to figure things out, we all too often try to find our goals, and we get frustrated or discouraged or scared because we're without sense. And what I'm telling you is there are two ways to look about it this way. One sense is you have to learn to open your eyes to your goal, meaning that you have to almost create an awareness where you are allowed to now use all your senses. You're allowed to open your eyes. Or through more instinctual nature is through trial and error, because the more mistakes you make, the better you get at achieving the goal. So whenever I learned a new power move, I would crash a lot. I mean, like, I would hurt myself, or I learned a new move, but it did not detract me from the goal because I knew mentally where I was going with this. It goes to anything you learn, any sort of game, any sort of activity. Repetition and awareness are the two biggest factors to that. So what I'm getting at here is when I started this 365 project, I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't know where to go about doing it. There was a lot of setbacks, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue pursuing the goal of completing this and doing more, because to be honest, I want to take the lessons that I experience and be able to impart that upon other people to hopefully help them learn. So whether you learn from my triumphs or mistakes, I'm glad you guys are with me, and hopefully you guys got something from this video. So this is Soul signing off. Peace.